Hey guys, what is up? This is Swift here for Chinese Tech. Today I'll be doing my full review for the Oppo Find 7A. Now the 7A and the Find 7 are practically the same except for the display as well as the additional 3 gigs of RAM on the Find 7. So if you would want to purchase a Find 7, you might want to just hear a little bit of this review and consider as well. But anyways, this is the Find 7A here by Oppo. This is no new phone, but it is still one of the most powerful phones out there. It is released about half a year ago. So that's the beginning of this year anyways. So anyway, as always, before we begin, I'm going to say some of the specifications of the phone out. If I missed out anything or if you didn't catch anything, you can view the full specification table in the written review, and the link to the review will be in the description bar. So anyway, here we go. We'll start off with dimensions. It is 152.6 by 75 by 9.2 mm. So this is a fairly large phone, but it is quite thin as well. It's a manageable size. It supports single SIM, and in terms of networks, it supports GSM 850, 900, 1800 as well as 1900. For 3G network, it supports WCDMA 850, 900, 1900 and 2100 MHz. And as for 4G network, it supports FDD LTE bands 1, bands 3, 7 and 20, and as for TD LTE, it supports bands 40. Now if you get the phone in the US or in Mexico, the bands are slightly different. Do refer to your carrier or whoever is selling it for more information, or you can again view the specifications table. I did list it there anyways. So in terms of display, this is a 5.5 inch 1080p Full HD display. It's a IPS LCD, and it is protected by Gorilla Glass, but I of course have another screen protector covering it anyways. But it's always nice to have Gorilla Glass protecting your screen. Alright, so for hardware, for CPU, it's powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 801. That's one of the fastest, I believe, that is in the market currently. And the GPU that powers this phone is the Adreno 330. As for memory wise, for RAM, we have 2 gigs of RAM, we have 16 gigs of ROM, and there's expansion for your micro SD card slot up to 128 gigs. So that's supports one of the latest technology anyway. For camera, it supports the front camera is a 5 megapixel camera, and the back is a 13 megapixel camera that is capable of taking videos up to 4K. That is 3840 or something like by 2160 at 30 frames per second. So it's amazing. Do view the sample videos to actually see how the 4K videos turn out, and they are definitely much sharper, especially if you have at least a 1440p display. You can see the difference. So the OS that this phone is running on is a custom Android 4.3. They call it the Color OS. It's version 1.2.6i, I believe, on this phone currently. There is another one out there, but I'm not sure why they did not release it via the OTA app, so I didn't update it. I updated it to whatever the official app allowed it to update it to anyways. So for for wireless LAN, it supports BG and N, and it has 5 GHz bandwidth capability as well. So there is slightly faster for all your higher media kind of bandwidth consumption. This phone will support it much better. In terms of battery, it has a 2800 milliampere hour battery that's removable. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. It supports Bluetooth, USB, NFC, as well as a special rapid charge. I'm going to show you that. Basically, it has 2 additional pins or something like that allows for more power transmission. And yeah, so it charges really fast and it works pretty well as well. Alright, so let's go into the design and build quality. First up, the phone looks pretty common except for the back. That's if you bought the black version. There's this carbon fiber looking kind of skin, which is very nice in my opinion. The white one looks okay, but it's just a one color scheme, which is very common in all other phones. Other than that, the phone is pretty much there isn't much to say about the phone. We have the this time around they have the power button as well as the volume rocker separated. I would prefer them to have the volume rocker at the left side, while the power button here for better right-hander grip. But that's just personal preference. Then we have capacitive buttons at the bottom, and yeah. So the one thing I would like to point out is this blue this bar over here. Now this is what they call the Skyline LED or something like that. This is the LED notification bar, which looks fantastic. It illuminates up a blue color, and it looks very, very nice, and it's very prominent, so you would definitely know if you are missing out on something or some kind of notifications and whatnot. So the design, there isn't much to say, of course. Okay, the speaker at the back, I'm not sure why again. Other than that, it's pretty good. A very nice size. It's quite large anyways, as with all other 5.5-inch phones, but it does feel sturdy to the touch. It has some heft to it, and it feels to be built very strongly. Overall, the phone is pretty high quality anyways. So yeah, so design build quality is definitely a premium build, and the design, the LED is definitely something that stands out from the rest. Now for display, the 5.5-inch 1080p display, nothing much to say about it. It's decent. The colors reproduced are vibrant and pretty vivid. You can see. Okay, got it. Set it up. Whoops. Here we go. Alright, so the colors are pretty good. Very sharp. Texts are very sharp, and yeah, nothing much else to say as well. Pretty standard stuff here. You're paying for a good screen anyways. So for phone performance, we're going to jump straight into that as well. Let's just say straight off that this phone works very, very smoothly. There is no lag at all. There are no slowdowns. I experienced nothing out of like, for example, that the phone lags or anything like that. It's very, very smooth, and is rightfully so, because it's powered by one of the most powerful mobile CPU out there for phones. So yeah, pretty good, very smooth, nothing to complain. Phone quality, phone call quality, signal strength, everything works perfectly fine. There's nothing out that I need to point out, and it works perfectly well. Now I do want to bring out some praise to the GPS. This is one of the best GPS implementation in a phone I ever experienced. Its locking, its accuracy, its tracking is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I've never used any other Chinese phones so far that actually have such great GPS performance. So if you're looking to track the world, travel around the world or whatever, this phone will definitely provide you with some directions and help. Definitely provide you with some help in going to the places you want to go. So GPS is fantastic on this phone. Next up is battery life. Battery life on this phone is pretty good. I managed to pull out about 20 hours of standby usage. During this standby usage, I do some WhatsApping here and there, as well as some short phone calls, messaging, and so on. And other than that, I still managed to pull out 4 hours of screen on time usage, and that includes like watching videos, browsing the net using 3G, and so on. And yep, that's close to a whole day, 24 hours. And for medium to heavy users, this will definitely last you pretty long. It probably lasts you the whole day anyways, without you needing to charge. But if you would like to charge, you can bring around your, if there is a wall adapter, or rather if there's a wall socket available for you, you can bring along the rapid charger, which charges the phone from 0% to 100% at a speed, or rather at a timing of only 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now that's insanely fast. That's 0% to full charge in just 1 hour 20 minutes. Now the normal charger they provide, the wall adapter at least, charges the phone close to 2 hours, from 0% to 100% as well. It takes about 2 hours, so that's about 14 minutes saved if you use the rapid charger, which is amazing. Now all that said, let's talk about the camera. In terms of the camera, if you like to see some of the photos that I've taken using the camera and the videos as well, do refer to the full written review. I did put some pictures up as well as the link to download the unedited photos. In terms of the photos, it's pretty okay. There isn't much to say about it. It's decent, but it's not so outstanding that makes it stand out from all the competition, but it is definitely on par with the flagship phones that are in the market now. So photo wise is okay. Now what I want to say and give a lot of praise and bring out to you is the video capabilities of this phone. The 4K video recording is definitely amazing. In terms of quality, is so much better than 1080p, and it even records the 4K videos at 30 frames per second, so it's very good. You can see the sample videos. I did view it on my 1440p monitor. Unfortunately, I do not have a 4K monitor to view it, but the 1440p monitor that I'm viewing it on definitely showed that it's so much sharper, and the image quality, the video quality is so much better compared to the 1080p recording. Now, I just want to point out one thing. It's advertised by Oppo themselves that the Find 7A is capable to record 1080p at 60 frames per second, but unfortunately it isn't supported yet. I'm not sure this is a software thing. It probably is a software thing since they advertise it that the camera is capable to do that, but that is something that we have to wait and see, which is kind of weird because half a year since its release and no one says anything about it yet. But that's something you should take note of. So it only takes 1080p 30 frames per second, at least for now, with the the native app, at least the native camera app. But the 4K videos is absolutely insanely good. Oh yeah, one more thing to point out is that in the camera mode, there are a few different modes that are available. I'm going to show you here. Now, you see here, there's button here. There are the HDR. That's the common one. They have this Ultra HD mode as well as taking raw photos as well, which is amazing that they provide such features. Now, the Ultra HD mode is basically taking, I'm not sure how they do it, but it takes photos of size up to 50 megapixel. But I checked it out on my computer, and the quality, while it's better than the normal photo, but it isn't say that much better anyways, and it does occupy much more space, at least like 3 to 4 times your normal photo. So that's something you want to take note. That's for camera. And now we'll talk about the gaming performance. Now, you should expect it already by now that it will work perfectly fine. But I'm just gonna show you anyways, me playing Real Racing 3 again. If you have any other suggestions of more graphically intensive games, do let me know, and I'll try to include them in my future reviews. But this is Real Racing for now, and you're gonna see that everything runs absolutely with no lag. It's just amazing. Alright, so I'm just gonna concentrate on winning. Hopefully this map is pretty short. As you can see, if you compare this to all my previous phone reviews, you will see that this is probably one of the smoothest experience that you'll find. At least if you cannot see on camera, I can tell you that it is. It's running on much higher frame rates compared to all the other phones. And throughout the whole game, you won't see any slowdowns or lag spikes at all, which is amazing. So if you're looking for the ultimate mobile gaming device, the Find 7A will definitely not disappoint you. And mind you, this is running at 1080p as well, so It isn't, say, 720p, which is a lower resolution. So yeah, pretty damn good gaming performance. You should expect that anyways already, because it is just so powerful, the GPU as well as CPU. So we'll jump to the last part, that is the official and community support for the phone. Now if you're looking to flash custom ROMs, you should be pleased to know that there are custom ROMs out there, and the community behind this phone is pretty active as well. So you're going to be fully supported by both official forums as well as unofficial forums. And yeah, it's pretty damn supported. This phone isn't like some obscure Chinese phone. It is sold internationally, while not in a lot of countries. It is sold in several countries besides from China itself. So this is something to take note. If you're looking to have more customizability, you don't like color OS, and you want to run, say, Cyanogen mod, now this phone does have full support for it, and is supported by developers as well. So community and official support is perfect for this phone. Now, before we jump into conclusion, I would like to talk about the color OS briefly. If you like a full in-depth review or overview of the OS, do stay on to the end of the video, which I will cover at the end. But I'll just say overall comments about it. As you can see here, this color OS, the features that they provide is amazing. All the gestures are very, very functional and definitely helps in productivity. And yeah, overall usage of the home screen that is provided, etc., is perfect as well. So no complaints at all. One of the best, or one of the better custom Android OS out there that you can have, and that's the color OS. So yeah, so for my conclusion, now this phone isn't cheap. It is a flagship phone price. And what that means is that it's gonna set you back about $700-800. That's saying so. Roughly about $400 to $500 Similar price to your top tier phones out there, anyways. So the only reason why that you would be afraid to buy of this phone would be the warranty concerns. Now, of course, if you do not have a local dealer or a local distributor for Oppo in your country, then that's something that you should worry about, because warranty claims are going to be very difficult. But other than that, if it is available in your country, do not give the reason that because this is a Chinese brand, then you're afraid that it's not worth it, and so on. Let me tell you straight off that the custom OS it's running on is very, very good. It's definitely better than some of your other, perhaps say Samsung TouchWiz kind of OS, and the specs that the phone has, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 as well as the Adreno 330 is top tier as well. So it definitely fits the money you're paying for. Definitely pays for everything. It's covered in the phone itself. The only thing is the brand, which some people are really afraid of and are very conscious, brand conscious. So other than that, this phone is definitely one of, you can definitely choose or consider this phone if you are in the market for a top tier phone. That is my verdict of the Oppo Find 7A. Yeah, so that's about it. Good phone, powerful phone, flagship price, flagship hardware, flagship performance, flagship all around. Yeah, so that's the Oppo Find 7A. So alright, so now jump straight into the OS review here. I'm just going to point out some of the features that I really like about the phone. So first up, this is Color OS. This is 1.2.6i based off Android 4.3. So this is the phone here. Sorry, this is the home screen. Rather, it utilizes this the standard Android app drawer kind of thing. So instead of the iPhone kind of style where you have all your installed apps in the home screen, you have an app drawer for your apps, and you can adjust accordingly. So in terms of home screen, you have the two different full screen widgets. Here is one. This is their music widget, so it's pretty cool. You can actually play the music and play along with the disc anyway. So like you can flip the disc down to skip a track forward, and up to move to the track behind or before rather. So that's the full screen widget. We also have this camera widget. You can basically press, and then you can take a photo, and it will add into your timeline. So these are perhaps very good for your note taking, or you want to take some moments and so on. And then you can actually add some notes to this particular photo, so you remember what it is or remind you of something and so on. So this is a pretty neat app. Pretty neat full screen widget. Looks pretty good to me anyways. So that's the full screen widgets. Of course, we have things such as the themes. Let me see. There are various themes available for the launcher, the default launcher of the Color OS, which is very nice. You have different lock screens as well, and you can personalize it, like what kind of lock screen you want and what kind of wallpaper. So it's very nice. It's well supported, definitely well. So you can see so many themes. It's just loading and loading. So it's very, very well supported. So in terms of some of the features or apps that they provide in Color OS, one of the nicer one is the permission monitor. Now this isn't so uncommon nowadays, especially with all the different Chinese custom OS that I've reviewed so far. But this is a very neat feature anyways. You can just see all the different apps that are using different functions of your phone. For example, phone calls, we have Facebook that might use the phone call functionality of the phone. You can block it. You can warn you if it is actually gonna, or ask you for permission whenever it needs to, and so on and so forth. So the permissions manager is really, really nice. Other than that, they have other management tools as well, such as the anti-harassment. So you can block some numbers and so on. And we also have things such as the battery manager. This is pretty basic. Basically, you can on the power saving mode, and it would like shut down all the different functions as your battery goes down. So that's pretty neat as well. So that are the management apps that are available for the phone. Now, one thing I'll point out. The next thing I'll point out rather is the gestures. Now, if you flip down, oops, I did that off camera. If you go to the top left hand corner and pull down, you will open a gesture panel, and this gesture panel will allow you to launch specific functions or apps according to the gestures. You can see, for example, you can go to settings, and you'll see like you draw a circle, you open the camera, draw a V, open the flashlight, and you can add new stuff as well. Then you can see turn on camera, record video, and even open an app. So it's very, very nice, very robust, and it will definitely allow you to quickly access things such as your camera. Look at that, amazing. So that gesture panel is really, really, really amazing. And one more thing about the gestures you're gonna see here is that they have these off-screen gestures. Now, other phones we have the double tap to wake up. Now that's pretty common, but look at this. They have so many different gestures that you can bind to different functions as well. You slide up, slide down, and like turn on the camera immediately, and even do things such as turn on the flashlight, which I'll show you, right? So we're going to turn off. Of course, we have the standard double tap. Alright. Then we also have the camera. Look at that. So you can immediately launch specific apps directly from the screen, which is amazing. Amazing. Look at that. Oh my. That is one of the best features of Color OS. I believe this is one of the standout features. People say that it does suck your battery life, but the battery life that I mentioned earlier is based on with this blank screen gesture turned on anyways. So it's pretty good to me, and the functions and capabilities is amazing, absolutely amazing. So next I would like to show you their native notes application. Now their notes application is slightly more robust. You can see here you can type in text, you can even add in a doodle, which I've done, and you can add in different things. You can see the doodle is increased, and you can even add in handwriting, which I'm not sure why it's so small, but it's definitely a much more robust note-taking application compared to the standard Android one. So that is always nice to see. Now one more feature, probably the last one I'll talk about, is the audio. So they have this this built-in equalizer kind of thing that you can, which is turned on, and then you can adjust accordingly, like to what kind of music signature you like, what kind of sound signature you like rather. You like more bass and whatever. As you can see here, the bass, the treble, dialogue, and whatever, you can adjust it accordingly, so it'll make it sound better according to your music preference and your taste. So yeah, that's about it. It's pretty damn good. I love the gesture functions of the Color OS, and yeah, it's a all-round very decent and very useful, powerful, and functional OS, custom Android OS out there anyways. And there is a newer version as well, which I should be reviewing, but isn't, you have to flash it custom. I'm not sure why it doesn't support it in the off-the-air update app, but I would review it, the new features anyways. But yeah, that is Color OS, pretty damn good. And this is the end of my Find 7a review, Oppo Find 7a review. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, do ask in the comment section, or you can private message me, or you can read the full written review as well. Link to that will be in the description bar. Other than that, do subscribe and for more of such videos, and I'll see you guys again very soon.